Hey everybody, welcome to Business Casual. And in this week's episode, we're going to talk about the close. That means we're going to close a sale. Some may suggest that the close is no longer required. Maybe that it doesn't even exist. And I get it. A well-planned sales pursuit can make you feel like you don't need to close sometimes. But it's not entirely true. You kind of need to push things over the edge, ask for that contract, get things done. The fact is the close starts now when you make the first call to a prospect. Closing is no longer an action. Much like life, which isn't a destination, it's a journey, the close is a series of actions that lead to an outcome. So closing is, in fact, an outcome. However, we still often need to ask for that outcome to make it happen. And if you know me, you know that I often believe, and I typically link sales to personal relationships, courtship, if you will, dating. Right? Closing is like getting the target of interest to go on that first date with you. Think about it. If you're interested in someone, you think they're interested in you. You test the water. You're pretty sure. Sometimes it just happens. But most often, you take the plunge, or a friend of yours takes the plunge for you. Someone's pushed for that outcome. Do you want to go to a movie? That's the close. That slight question after a little bit of water testing and pursuit. It happens in sales too. Get it? Yeah, you do. As mentioned, it's a process. But one you can remember as a closer. That's C-L-O-S-E-R. And if you remember that simple word, closer, you'll always be able to close the sale through that journey to the outcome. Let's take a look at each letter. C. Think first of confidence. Know your product. Know your company. Know your choices. Know your customer. Know your channels. Know your purpose. If you don't have a solid foundation and belief in what you are selling and what your company offers, the customer never will either. You need to instill in them the same confidence you bring when you walk through that door. Without it, the close is lost. So let's talk about the L. The L is learn, right? And that simply means learn about your customer. Focus on your customer. You can know your company and your product, and that's good. But often that really isn't a priority for the customer. They just need to know you're not a risk. Give time to the customer so they can ask you questions, so they can share their opinions, so they can gain comfort, develop interest, tell you about themselves, tell you about the priorities, what's important to them, and what you need to know to close that sale. Remember to actively listen, keeping quiet while they talk, and asking questions only after you've understood and possibly clarified what they shared. Next is O, and that's objectives. Focus on their goals. Focus on their challenges, their promises to stakeholders. Align your efforts to these priorities and build trust. People don't buy from people they don't like. They certainly don't buy from people they don't trust. You need to become likable and you need to become trusted. This will give you something we like to call inside support. That's someone who works for the customer that's on your side. They'll help you understand the buying process. They'll help you understand who the decision makers are. And they'll help you understand what challenges you face in getting that close. Most importantly, they'll feed you buying signals and objections to help you prepare better and push that close to an earlier state. S is sell. It's your job. It's your job to align the offering to their need. You need to explain to them how you can help. Show them the benefits you offer. Detail the features and capabilities. And convince them that you are best suited to help them succeed and that your product is how you're going to do that. Remember, though, you are part of the solution. When they buy from you, they get you as part of the package. That is part of the close difference. The E is ease. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't close. Nothing happens without some effort. Think back to the dating concept that I just shared. You couldn't go out on that date if you didn't ask that question, right? So put that effort in. We need to push for the sale without applying undue pressure. Everyone knows salespeople sell, but you don't need to pitch. That's now tacky, right? The pitch is now the journey to the outcome, not a single statement. Think about all those things we've done. What's unique about what we offer? What's important and valuable about what we do? Think about CLOS and understand that E is what you do when you've convinced them that you're the best option. The close is a natural outcome, but it may not come naturally. So you have to ease into it. Unfortunately, that won't close the deal. C-O-L-S-E, close, sounds like it will, but you're a closer, which means you need that R, because R stands for request. You still need to ask for that sale. Make the close and ask. Be direct without being aggressive. Ask for feedback. Ask for next steps. Ask what it will take to get a contract in place. Show interest in moving forward, so they will. Remember to ask and then be quiet. This is the time they get to talk. They may go back to the learn stage of this closer. They may teach you what you didn't know. They may teach you what you forgot about. They may let you know some things that you missed. Or you may actually just learn what you need to close the contract finally. I know it sounds simple, but it takes practice and experience to be a closer. However, if you are a closer from the start, you'll be able to quickly differentiate between the sales that can be closed and those that cannot. Keep in mind a well-known sales adage: some will, some won't, so what? Move on. It's important to keep this in mind. It's kind of like you win some, you lose some, get over it. Don't get lost in the sales cycle. Don't dwell on your losses or revel too much in your successes. Take the wins, be proud of them, share them. Take the losses, be proud of those too. Not everyone will buy. What you need to do is learn from both of them and move on to the next prospect. With that, you'll be in control. You're going to be a closer. You're going to close the business. You're going to be successful. All right? If you do this, I guarantee you'll be keeping your business casual. That takes us to the end of this week's episode. As always, happy to take questions, happy for your feedback. Put comments below, like it if you want. I look forward to talking to you guys in the future.